After the opening 5 races of the 2024 F1 season, it seemed as if Red Bull's dominance from 2023 would continue as the RB20 secured pole position at every circuit. It won 4 out of 5 races, with the only exception being Verstappen's DNF in Australia, and their winning margins were consistently over 10 seconds, which showcased their superiority to the rest of the grid. However, their dominance abruptly ended at the Miami Grand Prix, as despite taking pole position, Lando Norris's lead after the safety car phase left the Red Bull unable to catch up, and this resulted in their first non-win finish since the 2023 Singapore Grand Prix. Coincidentally, this was also the first race after Adrian Newey's departure from the team, leading to speculation that his absence contributed to Red Bull's struggles. In the races following Miami, it became evident that something was amiss with the RB20's performance, and although Verstappen secured wins at Imola, Canada, and Spain, Red Bull admitted that the car had fundamental issues, particularly on riding the curbs and on the bumpy tracks. Their highly anticipated upgrade package at Imola did not deliver the expected improvements either, and rather seemed to regress the car's performance, which further left many confused. At the Austrian Grand Prix, Verstappen managed to secure a dominant pole position by beating the rest by 0.4 of a second, which highlighted that the Red Bulls still had pace. However, during the sprint race and the main race, McLaren emerged as the fastest car, and within a few races, Red Bull's apparent dominance completely evaporated, and they no longer looked like they had the quickest car on the grid. This trend continued at Silverstone and the Hungarian Grand Prix, where Red Bull's performance drastically declined, and despite showing strong pace in the final stint at Silverstone, their opening stint was significantly poor, and the Hungarian Grand Prix marked their worst performance of the season, compounded by Verstappen's abhorrent driving. Comparing the race pace of the teams at the Hungarian Grand Prix from 2023 to 2024, McLaren, Ferrari, and Mercedes all showed improvements, while Red Bull had slowed by 0.2 per lap, and although Verstappen and Perez had to contend with more competition during the race in comparison to last season, it was still evident that Red Bull's car performance has strangely just fallen off. Interestingly, Spanish F1 commentator Antonio Lobato revealed that there is speculation in the paddock that 2 different teams believed that Red Bull's sudden performance drop-off was due to illegal parts being found on their car, which the FIA banned discreetly. And funnily enough, this revelation aligns with a hypothesis I discussed in a video uploaded a month ago about this same thing, which can be seen here. Moreover, the final hypothesis that could explain Red Bull's performance drop-off is a bit of a stretch, but it could possibly be that Red Bull were found to have been doing something dodgy with their car by the FIA to extract greater performance, and that they have now been banned from doing so. If these allegations are true, it would imply that not only was Red Bull's dominance in the first few races of the 2024 season aided by cheating, but this would also include the 2022 and 2023 seasons too, and that Verstappen's championships and Red Bull's constructors' titles are all fraudulent. Additionally, if true, this would also mean that Red Bull has breached the regulations for 4 consecutive years, starting from the controversial Abu Dhabi race manipulation and their cost cap breach in 2021, and their use of illegal parts from 2022 to 2024. If proven, it would also raise serious questions regarding the FIA's handling of these matters, especially compared to their treatment of Ferrari's illegal engine in 2019, where it was made public, in contrast to this being dealt with behind the scenes. If Red Bull exploited illegal parts since the beginning of the 2022 regulations, all their championships should be stripped, and they should be disqualified from those seasons too. And as a result, Charles Leclerc would be crowned the 2022 World Champion, and Sir Lewis Hamilton the 2023 World Champion. And if the sport had any integrity, Hamilton would also be recognized as the rightful 2021 champion too. If this speculation is true, it's no surprise as to why the FIA chose to handle it behind closed doors, as such revelations would further tarnish the sport's integrity to a point of no return. The public disclosure of Red Bull's alleged cheating would not only question the legitimacy of Red Bull's dominance from 2022 to 2024, but it would also highlight how Lewis Hamilton would have been wrongfully denied his record-breaking 8th championship twice due to Red Bull's cheating. and therefore the FIA simply couldn't afford to let this be known to the public. Based on what I've seen, I personally suspect that something fishy is happening with Red Bull's performance regression, leading me to believe they were actually cheating. While Adrian Newey's departure would have affected their ability to optimize their car, I don't believe that alone explains Red Bull's current struggles, and as Red Bull's performance continues to decline, more people will begin to question the situation, and it's only a matter of time before everything is exposed. The 2021 Abu Dhabi controversy left a permanent scar on the sport, and if it's true that Red Bull has cheated again, I don't see how the FIA and the sport could recover from this. All of Verstappen's championships would be considered fraudulent, and people might genuinely call for Red Bull's removal from the sport due to their alleged persistent cheating. Likewise, drivers who finished second best in the races and the final championship standings to the Red Bull cars over the past few years might also demand that they be claimed the rightful winners. And to sum this all up, this situation is very sticky. Another strong indication that Red Bull may be cheating lies in their correlation issues with their upgrades, as since the 2022 ground effect regulations were introduced, Red Bull's upgrades have consistently delivered significant performance gains, and for a long time they appeared to be the only team fully understanding the regulations, as demonstrated in this clip.
Each of you has done something to limit the problem. Congratulations.
Well, change your car. You've got a problem. Change your fucking car.
Then you change your car, because Checo has been saying the car is fucked, and your driver has been going out.
Speak to my drivers.
Checo has been on the record and is in the
Okay, let's go and get them.
Yeah. I have it printed out.
However, fast forward to the midpoint of the 2024 season, and the once formidable Red Bull now seemingly struggles with curbs and bumps, has inconsistent steering, and faces correlation issues, and this sudden drop in performance is highly suspicious, and I firmly believe something dodgy is happening. The upcoming race at Spa and the remainder of the 2024 season will be extremely interesting. Despite Verstappen leading the championship by 76 points, if Red Bull continues to struggle with their upgrade correlation issues while McLaren brings improved performance packages, we could very much see a reality where Norris is challenging for race wins for the rest of the season, while Verstappen is fighting down in 5th and 6th place. In 2022 and 2023, Red Bull was untouchable at Belgium, and if they arrive at Spa this season not being the fastest car, it would strongly suggest they had been using illegal parts that they have now been banned from using. Let me know in the comments if you think Red Bull is cheating, and don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps the channel.